am sorry. That is the game you decided to get in.
In front of Judge Carter, the district judge assigned to this case.
Kamala Harris's tweet thanking Sean Diddy Combs resurfaces after his arrest trafficking case. Vice President Kamala Harris came under fire Wednesday as an old tweet in which she thanked now-disgraced rapper Sean Diddy Combs for hosting a fundraiser for her first presidential campaign resurfaced after the hip-hop mogul's arrest on sex crime charges.
Hey everybody, it's good to be with you this evening. Sean, I want to thank you because you always have a way of convening and bringing folks together.
Kamala Harris came under fire as an old tweet thanking Sean Diddy Combs for hosting a fundraiser for her first presidential campaign resurfaced after the artist's arrest on sex crime charges. AP. The tweet resurfaced on X the Wednesday, just as Combs, 54, was ordered held without bail pending trial in a 3-count sex trafficking indictment, leaving some social media users saying, "This didn't age well." Harris's message of gratitude was sent during her previous run for the White House after Diddy hosted a town hall on racial inequality for her campaign. The indictment also revealed that officials discovered 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil, as well as 3 AR-15s, when Combs's mansions in Miami and Los Angeles were raided this past March. The bottles were allegedly used for the freak-offs, during which Combs allegedly hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims at times by their hair, per the indictment.
And that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims at times by their hair.
On Monday, September 16, 2024, a grand jury indicted the rapper and music magnate Sean Diddy Combs on charges of sex trafficking. The following day, the full indictment against Combs was publicly unsealed and revealed the full extent of his alleged decades-long criminal enterprise. In the wake of the indictment, users on social media began looking for evidence that any prominent figures had connections to Combs. Similarly to how the internet reacted when charges of sex trafficking led to the arrest of the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Later the same day, posts began appearing alleging that U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris had posted to X, then Twitter, in April 2020, thanking Combs for hosting a town hall about the COVID-19 pandemic. These posts were echoed in an article by the conservative tabloid, The New York Post. The post was real. It was tweeted by Harris's X account on April 10, 2020, about 1 month into the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the New York Post, Combs had hosted a town hall on racial inequality for her campaign. But this was not true, since the town hall was not hosted on behalf of Harris's campaign. Kamala Harris thanked Diddy for hosting a town hall on racial inequality during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. She wrote on X, "Thank you, Diddy, for hosting this town hall last night. There's a lot at stake for our communities right now, and it's critical we bring to the forefront how coronavirus is perpetuating racial inequality and health disparities. Moreover, fake images purporting to show Harris and Combs together were also shared on X, but were soon debunked. It was a morphed photo from the original one from 2001, where Harris was standing beside talk show host Montel Williams, whom she dated for a short period. Similarly, a photo of GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump with Combs was also shared online. A user shared the image and wrote on X, "Since Diddy was just arrested in New York following an indictment for alleged sex trafficking, seems a good time to point out he used to hang out with Donald Trump, and he's an investor in X." Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was arrested by Homeland Security in New York on September 16th. The arrest took place at a Midtown hotel, and Diddy was taken to an FBI field office in Manhattan. Though some reports suggest his hotel room may have been searched, these claims are not confirmed. American rapper and record producer Sean Diddy Combs has been refused bail by a New York judge following his arrest by Homeland Security on Monday on suspicion of sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and interstate transportation for prostitution. On Tuesday, he was ordered to remain in jail while he awaits trial. Diddy's arrest is reportedly tied to an investigation from earlier this year, which saw his Miami home raided in April. Over the past year, the bad boy mogul has faced several accusations, but the exact charges in connection to this latest development are not fully clear. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, told TMZ that the arrest is part of what he believes is an unjust prosecution.
This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as.
He added, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." Agnifilo acknowledged that while Diddy is not without fault, he is not a criminal. He is an imperfect person, but is not criminal, Agnifilo stated, noting that Diddy has cooperated with authorities throughout the process. He further explained that Diddy had voluntarily relocated to New York in anticipation of the charges, saying, "To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation." The attorney concluded by reminding the public to withhold judgment until all facts are known, as Diddy has not yet been found guilty of any crime. More information on the case is expected soon. Detailing the charges, Damian Williams, lawyer for the Southern District of New York, told a press briefing, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
In an interview with CNN's Caitlin Collins, Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, insisted that Combs was fully cooperating with the authorities. Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th, as soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down, he said. On Monday, a statement from Combs and his lawyer read, "Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community." Sean Diddy Combs was arrested Monday, the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York City said. Combs was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel on West 57th Street, a representative said. He was caught off guard by the apprehension, according to a person familiar with the situation, who added he had been living at the hotel for several weeks. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams confirmed in a statement that on Monday evening, federal agents arrested Combs based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. Combs' attorney Mark Agnifilo expressed disappointment in a statement.
He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective.
He said Combs, 54, had been cooperative with the investigation and voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community, the statement said. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. In this September 17, 2019 file photo, R. Kelly appears during a hearing at the Layton Criminal Courthouse in Chicago. R. Kelly was another prominent figure in the music industry charged with sex trafficking.